Hey, it's Ina, and it's September, so it's time to go over what I played in August 2024. I didn't play a whole lot of games this month, but what I have been playing, I've been sinking a lot of time into. The first game I beat this month was Kingdom Come Deliverance, which I posted a review about, and to sum up my thoughts, I really enjoyed the game despite the clunkiness, and I really love Henry of Skalitz as a character, and I can't wait to see what the future brings for Warhorse Studios, and I can't wait to play the sequel. Also, that video is my first video where a developer actually commented or messaged me about it. It was a public comment, but it was very exciting, and I'm very happy about the turnaround of that video because I wasn't expecting it to do as well as it's doing right now. So thank you. The next game I beat was Omori, and I don't have any clips of it because it's on my Switch, but I really enjoyed this game too. It is a RPG Maker-esque game, but has horror elements, but it really isn't that scary. There's more disturbing elements in it, and the overall events that happen throughout the story are just so disturbing and just really sad. I'm glad I got to finally experience it because it's been hyped up around the RPG scene for a while. I love the unique art style, and I wonder if we'll see more from Omocat. Overall, the work on their game was very well done. For games I started Marvel's Midnight Suns, and I am also enjoying this game so far. It's a little dated in terms of graphics. Like when people say Dragon Age the Veilguard looks like Fortnite, I think they're actually talking about Marvel's Midnight Suns. And it's not like it's a super bad thing. I'm still enjoying the game mechanically, and the story is actually pretty fun so far. And I'm really enjoying seeing Marvel again in a way that isn't infuriating me. I feel like the MCU has started to grate on me more, and I just don't like the MCU as much as I used to. But I'll always have a soft spot for superhero content and superhero stories just because I've grown up on them, and I think everyone will always sort of love these characters even if they're being pulled through MCU's machine so much. Midnight Suns is just reminding me of why I love these characters and how they interact with each other, and it's really refreshing. I don't know when I'll be able to beat this. I am slowly making progress through it on my Steam Deck, but the Steam Deck dies very fast. I can only really get through one general mission and then one story mission, and then it is dying. So that sort of sucks. But the reason why I am getting slow progress through Midnight Suns is because I started replaying Dragon Age Inquisition, and I started playing Dragon Age Inquisition because of the story trailer that released recently for the Veilguard, and it is so good. I love it. I think it's so good, and I'm really hyped about it. I haven't watched the 22-minute gameplay that released through IGN, I think, because I am always debating whether or not I want to watch more of the advertising or just rein it in. I don't know. I want to go in relatively blind because I want to be surprised by things still. I feel like the story trailer and the gameplay reveals that I've seen and the initial trailers are all that I really need now, especially since it's releasing late October. I do plan on listening to the podcast though, because that's a really fun way to hype up your release, and I also love a good podcast. I just haven't listened to it yet because I don't know, I'm just being really weird about it. It's a little bit overwhelming to think that we're having a whole podcast for it, and I'm just being really weird about it, but I will listen to it eventually because I want to hear Solus's voice again. But besides all that, Dragon Age Inquisition has been an absolute blast. I love exploring this world again. I was worried that I wouldn't like it as much as I used to, but If anything, the time apart from it has made everything feel very fresh in my mind, and I feel like I'm discovering new things. Maybe I wasn't looking as deeply as I thought I was when I first played the game, but I feel like there's a lot of fresh stuff that I'm seeing. I'm not in any stage of burnout yet. I'm switching between maps. I haven't spent 15 hours in the hinterlands, and I'm just taking it slow too. I'm just reintroducing myself to this lore, taking notes, just really immersing myself in the experience. So that way, when we get to the Veilguard, I will have a very fresh memory in my brain of the lore and the events that have happened in Dragon Age. This will be the first time I'm playing through all the DLC, the Descent, Jaws of Hakan, and then Trespasser. So I'm excited to finally get to experience those because those will be completely new to me. To close off this video, I'm just gonna talk about some of my live service games that I've been playing still. And I have pretty much dropped a lot of the mobile games that we're playing. Well, like the true mobile games, you know? And I have been playing Honkai Star Rail still and Final Fantasy XIV. And surprisingly, I got back into Genshin. I think it was in last month's video that I said I don't know if I'm ever going back to Genshin, but I was tempted and the temptation won out like a drug, I guess. That's what these live service games want to be. A drug that you get addicted to. Specifically for Genshin, I am playing through Fontaine's story, and I just want to get through it because everyone's been hyping up Fontaine, and eventually I'll get to Natlin. I don't really care for Natlin at this point. I'm personally not a fan of the Archon design. I personally wanted another guy, but whatever, you know, we'll deal with it. We'll see how long it takes for me to get through Fontaine, and maybe I'll have a Natlin update. Who knows though? Maybe I'll stop next month again. My habits with Genshin are all over the place. For Honkai Star Rail, I've just started the latest story patch, and I am just starting to train up March 7th as the hunt, and I'm excited to see where this story goes. I've actually really enjoyed the Lofu, and I'm happy we get to see them again. And Jing Yuan is like my main, so I'm always happy to get more content with him. But this content's making me angry because if you know, you know, the story is pretty much based around him and like the actions in the previous arc with the Lofu. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this story goes too. I don't have any substantial updates for Final Fantasy XIV just because it is a slow but steady race to the expansions. I have no clue where I'm at in the story. I'm not trying to look it up because I just don't want to know how long I have left. I know A Realm Reborn is pretty beefy, so I don't really want to like set an expectation for myself that it's too long. I'm just gonna go through the game and have a good time, and eventually once I beat it, I'll be happy and I can start some of the other expansions. Who knows when. I don't really have any plans for next month besides beating Inquisition and beating all the DLCs because I want to make a good progress before the Veilguard, but I also don't want to like slack on other games I've been playing. Ideally, I will beat Dragon Age Inquisition and Marvel Midnight Suns, since those are really the two games I've been playing besides my live service games. I'm trying not to let my live service games take up too much of my time because then my games that I want to play, like my story-based games, end up falling to the side, or they just take way longer than I could have probably beaten them in. At the end of the day though, I'm gonna play what I want to play. You know, this isn't a job for me, it's just a fun little hobby, so I will just go with the vibes. Ideally, I want to beat these games so I can play some... What am I saying? I was gonna say I want to play some spooky games for October, but no I don't. I never play scary games, so I don't know what I'm saying. I might watch scary movies, but that's it. I hate scary games because I'm a baby, and that's really it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this update. Again, I just want to thank everyone for the support on my last video, and thank you for all the kind comments. It's always nice to see people just being kind in my comments, you know, and very informative really, especially in regards to the history of Kingdom Come Deliverance and the history of the Czech Republic. So I really want to thank all of you who were kind enough to comment like very lengthy paragraphs regarding details of the history. I really appreciate like anyone who takes the time out of like their day to inform people about these things. Especially when Google exists, you know, I could have always looked it up, but it's fun to interact with the community and the people who really enjoy these games, because I can tell that Kingdom Come Deliverance really has a strong fan base, and it really shows in the way that people were reacting to my video. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!